Welcome to day 1 of our 5 days of seascape watercolor tutorials. Today, we will paint a peaceful boat on the beach at sunset. Grab your brushes and let's dive in. Let's begin sketching the boat and landscape. First, I will sketch a horizon line about 1/3 of the way down from the top of the paper. This will be our horizon line, dividing the sky and the sea. Next, I will sketch the rocky shores below the horizon line, adding a few uneven shapes to give them a natural look. Then I will add in a boundary line where the trees will go. Now I'm sketch the curve of the beach line below, making it flow naturally toward the foreground. After that, I will outline the basic shapes of a simple boat resting on the beach. Just few smooth lines to mark the basic shape. And finally, I will place a basic circle for the sun above the sea line off to the one side to set a focal point of our sunset. With this light and simple sketch, we have a clear map for the painting ahead. Let's move on to preparing our colors. First, let's mix the colors, and for the sky and clouds, I'm starting with the cadmium orange. This will give us those warm sunset tones. To keep it soft and fluid, I'm using a spray water bottle to add more clean water to the mix. You can also use a brush to add water if that's easier for you. Next, I will mix a bit of jaune brilliant for a lighter, more delicate tone. For this color, I will add extra water to make it nice and watery. This will become our first layer for the sky. Once your colors are ready, you are all set to start painting the sky. In this step, we will focus on creating a soft, glowing sunset sky and gentle clouds. First, I will use spray water bottle to pre-wet a cloud area. This helps the paint flow smoothly and creates that soft, diffused look we want for the sky. Next, I will take a flat brush and start applying colors for the sky. We can leave some gaps untouched to allow the paper to shine through, mimicking natural highlights in the sky. For the clouds, I will mix jaune brilliant with cadmium orange to create a warm golden tone. Then for the shadows of the clouds, I will add a bit of metallic red light with a touch of ultramarine. These deeper tones will bring dimension and contrast to the clouds, giving them a soft yet dramatic look. Take your time with this step, letting the colors blend naturally on the paper to capture the beauty of a sunset sky. Now it's time to bring the sea and the beach to life with beautiful colors and subtle reflections. For the faraway view of the sea, we will paint by applying a soft mixed purplish gray. To create this, mix metallic red light with just a touch of ultramarine and dilute the mixture with water for a lighter tone. Gently sweep this color across the distant parts of the sea. Next, to capture the warm reflection of the sunset close to the beach, add a hint of cadmium orange to your diluted sea color. Blend this softly to create a glowing effect near the shoreline. For the beach, begin with a very light wash of diluted cerulean blue. This will give the sand a cool undertone. Once that layer is dry, apply a gray shade mixed from metallic red light and ultramarine, and just add a tiny bit of emerald green for depth and variation. Take your time blending these tones to ensure the transitions between sea reflection and the beach feel natural and harmonious. Now let's add some texture and life to the scene by painting the rocky shores and trees near the rocks. I'm starting with a very thick mixture of metallic red light, ultramarine, and burnt sienna to create the rocks. Using the tip of my brush, I'm applying the paint in a more detailed, controlled way for the smaller, fine shapes of the rocks. Next, I switch to flat brush to apply bigger rocks. This makes it easier for me to cover larger areas more efficiently. As you can see, I rotate the brush using the top of the brush for finer details and flat side for the larger, more defined shapes like the bigger rocks. Now let's move on to the trees. To paint the trees by rocks, I'm using the dry brush technique. This helps create texture and a more natural feel to the tree shapes. Once the main shapes of the trees are there, I switch to very fine tip of the brush to paint the trunks and the branches, adding those final touches to bring the trees to life. It's all about layering and controlling your brush to get the perfect texture for both rocks and trees. Keep practicing these techniques and feel free to adjust to your style. Now we are going to bring the boat to life. For this, I'm using a flat brush and mixed burnt sienna with just a touch of orange to paint the main body of the boat. This gives us that warm, rich tone for the boat on the sunset. Next, I'm going to mix a darker gray by combining burnt sienna with a bit of ultramarine. Using this, I will paint the shade areas of the boat to find its shape and add some depth. As we are nearing completion, I will switch to a fine wet brush to clean the edge of the bottom of the boat. This helps to create a soft, natural look, blending the boat seamlessly into the water. And now the final details, I'm using the very tip of my brush to aid the fine lines and textures that give the boat its characteristics, details, and making it look more realistic. Before we finish, let's add a bit of sunset magic to our painting. I'm going to use cadmium lemon for the sun itself, adding a bright warm yellow to capture that sunset glow. Then for the reflection in the water, I will mix cadmium lemon with jaune brilliant to create a beautiful glowing effect. And there you have it, the boat is finished, and so is our painting. You have now created a stunning sunset seascape with a peaceful boat on the beach. And that's for today's painting. I hope you enjoyed painting along with me, but don't go just yet. Day 2 is coming up, and it's going to be even more relaxing. We will be painting a sunset with soft clouds and the sailing boat gently drifting in the sea. It's going to be a fun and exciting tutorial, so make sure you don't miss it.